Hi, I'm Jim Pence with See the Light, and today we're going to talk about black lights. Well, it's almost October, and if you have been in very many stores, you've noticed some Halloween displays, and along with those, you've probably seen some black lights. Even if you haven't seen those, if you've been in the electrical or lighting department of Walmart or Home Depot or any stores of that nature, you probably have still seen black lights. And we talk a lot about working with blacklight chalk, both visible, which is kind of the Decalo colors, or invisible, which is what I use to draw pictures in my chalk drawings. When you're working with blacklight chalk, what kind of blacklight do you need? Well, there are a lot of choices out there, and so today we're going to talk about those choices briefly, and I'm going to give you some recommendations. Now, I want to give you a little bit of blacklight history, not very far back, but when I started drawing back in the late 1970s and early 1980s, blacklights were scarce. They were almost impossible to find in stores. When you did find them, they were very expensive. Now I'm talking about fluorescent blacklight tubes, because that's what most chalk artists use in their easels. And I was building my own easel, and I needed black lights, and you know, when you're drawing for a large church, you need a pretty powerful black light. So I looked all over, and at times I could find those big fluorescent tubes, but often they cost in the range of $40, $50, $60 just for a single tube. And that was because nobody wanted black lights. You know, the psychedelic era from the 60s into the early 70s had sort of faded out, and nobody was buying blacklight stuff anymore. So black lights went the way of the dinosaurs. You couldn't get them. Now, thankfully, over about the last, really probably in the 90s, mid-90s into the early 2000s, black lights and fluorescent pictures became popular again, so now you can find them just about anywhere, and they're relatively inexpensive. But back in the 80s, when I was looking for a cheap alternative, I didn't have a lot of money, I found something that I thought would be the solution to all my blacklight problems. I found an incandescent blacklight bulb. Now, this is just a regular incandescent bulb. I don't have an incandescent blacklight bulb anymore, so you'll just have to pretend this is a blacklight. But I found these. They were really cheap, and I thought, wow, this is going to be awesome, because I can buy 10 of these or 20 of these for what I can buy one tube blacklight for. And so I bought a couple of them, and I went home and I put them in my easel, all excited because I was now going to be able to have a cheap way of doing chalk drawings and showing blacklight pictures. And boy, was I disappointed when I turned them on. They just didn't work. They didn't have enough power to fluoresce that invisible chalk. You could, if it was extremely dark, and I'm talking almost pitch black, you could see a hint of the picture, but little more than a hint. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to use those. Well, it wasn't long after that I found blacklight floodlights. And again, this is just a standard floodlight, but I found these in a blacklight version, and they were still pretty cheap. They were a little more expensive than the little bulbs, but I figured this will still be the solution to my problem, because this is a lot more powerful than a standard incandescent bulb. So I bought a couple of these and brought them home, put them in my easel, turned on my black lights, all excited, and the results were the same. Even the blacklight floodlights did not have enough power to make the invisible fluorescent chalk show up. So I was not able to use those. So what is the solution? Well, pretty much if you want to draw with invisible chalk. Now, regular Decalo stuff, standard blacklights will tend to fluoresce that a little bit more, but if you're working with invisible chalk, you are pretty much limited to some kind of a fluorescent tube. And I want to talk about your options here. At the See the Light website, we sell a small battery-powered black light, And this is a very nice little black light for individual projects, or if you're doing something in a homeschool class, or you just you're doing this for your own enjoyment and edification, and you want to have a black light and draw with invisible chalk or regular fluorescent chalk. This is a great option. If you are planning to do full-scale chalk drawings, and I'm talking a full-size easel or even a half-size easel. If you're trying to draw for a large audience in a Sunday school class, in a church auditorium, a little light like this, little battery-powered light like this will not work. It's just not strong enough to do what you'll need it to do. So you're going to have to find a black light fluorescent tube of some kind. Now you can go to places like Lowe's, Home Depot, any place that sells electric lighting, Walmart even, and you can find black lights. You can find just a regular tube like you would put in a fixture in your house. You can find a small 18-inch tube. You can find, I even have a circular tube for the old circular black lights, or not circular black lights, but for the old circular fluorescent fixtures. And of course you've got this. This is a 24-inch, and this is of course electrical powered. The fixture is actually built in, and you just put a plug in there, and I've got a little Velcro. I Velcroed it to another black light, so I had them back to back. And I generally take this with me when I do a chalk drawing somewhere, just so I have a backup black light in case the one in my easel fails. But this is a really good alternative. They're not very expensive. You're looking, depending on the kind of fixture, depending on where you buy it, anywhere from, I've seen them anywhere from $10 to $20, $25. So this is a great little option. And if you want to do some more serious blacklight work, this is what you're going to need. Now, I came through Home Depot the other day, and I kind of went through my old excited experience that I had with my incandescent light bulbs years ago. I saw a display in Home Depot for the screw-in fluorescent bulb, and they have them in blacklight. And this is the first time I've ever seen one of these. I'm sure they've been out, but it's the first time I ever saw one. And I was, again, very excited, but this time a lot more skeptical, because I haven't had any luck with anything that actually screws into a fluorescent socket. So nevertheless, I like to experiment. So I bought one, brought it home, was not expecting much, but to my pleasant surprise, I found that this actually does a pretty decent job of fluorescing invisible chalk. It's not as powerful as the bigger black lights, and it throws off a little bit more white light than I would like. But if if you're on a budget and you're looking for a very inexpensive alternative for black light, then I can recommend this. Again, it's about $5 for a fixture, or not for a fixture, but for a bulb. You could buy 2 or 3 of them and do reasonably well. So those are the different options that you have for blacklight, and the basic rule of thumb is stay away from incandescent lights. If it's like a light bulb or a floodlight, it probably isn't going to work. On the positive side, they don't cost very much, so if you do buy one and it doesn't work, you're not out very much money. But always, if possible, opt for a fluorescent tube of some kind, because you'll get much better results. Now, there are ways to improve and increase the effectiveness of black lights, and in my next blog video, I'm going to show you how you can take a bulb like this, or even a fluorescent fixture, or even the light black light, and improve the quality of the black light output. So I hope you'll come back next time and check out how you can make your black light stronger. I'm Jim Pence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.